If you would please put your hands together for a meditation reading. Remember me in quiet days, while raindrops whisper on the window pane. Remember me in your memories. Have no grief, let the joy we knew remain. Remember when your thoughts turn to me. Know that I would not have you cry, but live for me and laugh for me. When you are happy, so am I. While you live, I shall not die. A poem called Remember Me in Quiet Days, author anonymous. If you would please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. In the 60s, a rock group was formed, taking the name of Grateful Dead. Its original name was Warlocks, but there was already a group by this name. Not to be confused with the other group, one of the original founders, Jerry Garcia, by chance, while on a wild ride of drugs, came upon an Egyptian prayer, aptly named Grateful Dead. From there, the group took the name the Grateful Dead. But the term Grateful Dead has various folklore tales associated with this name. It is illustrated in many cultures throughout the world. As an Egyptian prayer, it is based on the principle of reciprocation, which is the practice of exchanging of things with others for the mutual benefit. This prayer is also a calling, a blessing by others for the deceased person. Those who remember the name of the deceased calls the name and helps the deceased into a happy afterlife. In other cultures, the tale tells of a traveler who encounters a corpse. He asked why this person has not been buried, and the reply was that the deceased had debts, and so an honored, proper burial was denied. This traveler pays the debts, or in another version, the traveler pays for the burial. This traveler then goes on his way and acquires debts of his own. During this journey, this traveler meets another fellow traveler, who in turn helps him. However, there is a condition that comes with this help, and it is to divide among others half of whatever he attained. The fellow traveler then reveals himself, and this fellow traveler is the grateful spirit of the deceased. Thus is the meaning of Grateful Dead. As mentioned before, many cultures have a version of this tale. In Buddhism, there are some similarities to this tale. When a person passes, there is a monetary offering to the family, and we call it koden, which translated means incense and sutra. This word is in reference to the offering of incense and the chanting of sutras at the service. Money is given to the family of the deceased in order to help pay for the burning of the incense and the minister's chanting during the funeral service. It is also an offering of condolence to the family of the deceased. However, over time, the meaning of this monetary offering has changed. This offering can be used to defray some of the cost of the funeral or to pay debts owed by the deceased. It is also made to the family in remembrance of the deceased and a reminder to the deceased family that friends and family are always available to them in their time of grief as well as any other time. This offering is then reciprocated when the friend or family member passes, either of equal amount given before or what one can afford at the time. To follow the concept of Grateful Dead is omimai, which is translated to mean honorific sight dance. It is an inquiry into a person's health or condition. When stricken with any mishap, we are limited in producing an income to pay our debts. It is a gift taken to a friend recovering from an illness or to a friend or group recovering from natural disasters or accident, so forth. This gift is offered to aid in defraying some of the debts accumulated. It is our Dharma of unselfless giving without asking for anything in return that we share. It is through this unselfish giving that we share with others in their struggle. These gifts or offerings may be reciprocated or repaid if or when we find ourselves in difficulties. Shinran Shonin was poor in wealth, yet he was rich in the Dharma or teachings. He freely offered the teachings to anyone, whether rich or poor, educated or not, male or female, child or adult. Shinran expounded the Dharma to whoever wanted to hear, listen, and learn. The only condition that Shinran Shonin asked is that we continue to listen, hear, and learn. In return, followers deemed Shinran Shonin as the founder of our sect, Jodo Shinshu. Shinran Shonin never asked for a temple to be built in his honor or for any payment. From the time of Shinran Shonin to the present, it is the followers who feel the importance of continuing his teachings. We continue in hearing and listening. We give donations to the temple so that we can continue with the teachings to others who also want to hear and learn of the teachings. We are still able to hear the words and teachings, and Shinran is repaying us through the words and teachings of his teachers. His deep entrusting in Namu Amida Butsu and reliance on the words of the Buddha can still be heard through the chanting of sutras and his writings. Shinran Shonin is reciprocating his gratitude. It is his way of returning and sharing his appreciation, and we continue to share ours with others, and we are able to continue our search of our true self. We share in our Namu Amida Butsu, or Nembutsu, in gratitude and thankfulness for being able to still hear the teachings. We are never abandoned in our time of need or joy, and we are accepted just as we are. We continue and try to live a life of Nembutsu. We are indebted to Shinran Shonin for his never-ending and trusting in Namu Amida Butsu and the teachings. Perhaps it is our Namu Amida Butsu that is our Grateful Dead. If you would please put your palms together for Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. 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 Namu Amida Butsu.